Alright,
Warning, do not attempt anything other than the cooking you're about to see.
We're going to do some
And if you're
honey,
offended,
garlic,
go
mushroom,
check out John Bevere,
pork chops.
the bait of Satan. How to move on. Or dance for the devil.
Step one, we're going to get our mushrooms. We're going to get our garlic. Now I hand chopped this, minced it, whatever. Now, the good thing with the garlic is the air oxidizes it and creates the chemicals, or releases the chemicals that allow it to be effective for messing with your liver and taking away liver toxicity and stuff. Makes a buttery spread. Now we are going very basic. We're just going to do mushrooms, garlic, butter, salt. You could add pepper. This is optional. You don't have to do mushrooms at all. It just could be garlic, butter, honey, pork chops. So what this buttery spread constitutes of is we put some Crisco, put some butter, of course, garlic powder, and canola oil. Or actually we put olive oil. And we use some weird substitute because I started running out of canola oil other than spray. We have this movie theater butter. Well, it sounds like all the oils of my grandfathers. Now this isn't down to exact science yet because I've been drinking when I do these videos. Whatever. We're going to do not soften and melt, skip that. We're going to do, let's try like 60 seconds at power level. Let's try 5. And we'll watch this. Now you can't see diddly squat, and neither can I. So it's going to be fun. Now if the butter starts exploding on the top of your microwave, then you know you've overheated it. Alright, so we just got finished. I'm going to check to see where we're at. This is just a bunch of oils. And if we can see, the Crisco is not. I think Crisco is canola oil or something. What is it? Shortening. Soybean oil, hydrogenated palm oil. So it's different. Crisco or canola oil is canola oil. Whatever. We're going to make some semblance of a buttery spread. Put it back in. So we put 50 seconds at power level 4. The Crisco has not done anything. I don't know how the heat transfers for palm oil or whatnot. But usually a buttery spread constitutes like 3 different oils. And of course there's some butter. Otherwise it wouldn't be called buttery spread. Anyway. To new beginnings. Cheers. Alright, so we got done with that. This is looking better. This is more buttery spread constitute. Let me get some light so you can see. Okay, we do this. Take our, I'm just gonna use this as our spatula. So this is what we're gonna soak in, like marinade or something, but we're not gonna actually spend that much time with this. I'm gonna throw some mushrooms. This I would use Worcestershire sauce or Worcester, however you want to pronounce it. It's a tongue twister. Go find yourself some fun. Especially if you find a drunken friend. Go ask him to pronounce Worcestershire. Anyway, I'll put that in. And that's it. I'm just going to put a little bit of this into this, our buttery spread. Give it a good mix. Because we're dealing with mushrooms, we're going to fry. Now normally when you add Worcester, it pairs great with mustard. But if we didn't add Worcester, just touch to the mushrooms. A little bit. Just a touch. Add more garlic powder. We have real garlic here because I went fancy. And then add a little salt, whatever I did with it. To be continued. Add a little salt to the mushrooms. I do everything I feel so. Sorry, Aaron. Just touch. Black pepper. Alright. That's probably enough. And then we're going to take this. This is our main thing. Give it a good mix. Throw it in. Let's mix it. Give it a good one. Let's do some mushroom cooking. I think that smells pretty delicious. Oh yeah. Can't wait. This is just a start. This bad boy's frying. Now see what we got going on here. It's kind of like a deep fry, but it's not because it's not hot enough. Now I would spank these, but I already got my hands full. Cheers. So let us heat up this thing, because we got all these oils on my grandfather's and whatnot. Let's get this thing going. Now, I don't know the combustion point of all these things, so you gotta be careful. I don't know what that smoking is. Let's turn this on. Get that out of the way so it doesn't permeate into your sponges. So now we're cooking. Got the fan going. And how do I get those pork chops? Let's see the hell it is my freezer. I mean refrigerator. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, my hands ain't full now. Now sometimes you gotta whip things into shape. Words don't do anything. Give it a good whooping. Whip it good. If your stroke is ever loud, you must whip it. If your nipples in around, you must whip it. Whoosh! Whip it good. Once you take this thing out, well, we got a lot of oil here, so I'm not even sure what to do. I was thinking about dipping my finger in it, but I don't think I'm ready to be deep fried. But this is my cooking show. You ever drink beer through your nose? Well, probably don't. Delicious. So you probably don't want all this oil, but it will serve to marinate these somewhat. And there's some oil. So we're gonna dump this, put it in here, because I just realized that garlic with high heat, you put in garlic powder and stuff, it turns bitter. So we are going to use these, and maybe the bitter contrast the sweet that we use with our honey. So let's wipe this and start our pork chops. All right, so you got fresh oils in there, and you got butter. I mean, we keep it a little crazy, add a little bit of shortening, more oils. Oh. Get ready to cook. So you got this bad boy going. We got butter and oils. All the oils of my grandfathers. So, we got this sweet garlic, and we're not going to waste it till later, because this has been oxidizing. Whatever enzymes or alkaloids, or I don't even know. But when oxidation happens, it releases the things that make your liver stronger, or fights against. And we just salt these. There's a little salt. Put up your plate. Overheat it so we can heat both sides like it's in an oven. Create our own little environment. And then, don't be me. I'm about to drink beer through my nose. Hey man, you got a line? Well, after learning through that experience, just drink it. Just get powdered alcohol. Shh. Don't tell Santa. Still a drunken fool. So let's crack this baby open. Got this going on. It's getting nicer. Nice caramelization. on the meat. Let's add some more salt because we flipped it. And pour it. Sprinkle some. And then we throw some over the left side of our shoulders. Fight the devil. So when you do this, start keeping that meat moving. Whatever's underneath it doesn't matter. For a second. So it permeate through the meat. Oh, we got oils from this. I just dumped some oils. Alright, so let's continue. Keep the meat moving. We do this. If we need oven effect, we'll add a plate over it. So that way it keeps both top and bottom and middle. Now we've increased the heat, which is why we have to keep moving. We have a lot of oils in here, more than we should probably have. But this is also supposed to be, and we will do this tech now. Perforate the meat so that oils can seep through. So we have perforated the meat. Flip it. We want to see some like browning. I don't know what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's called caramelization. Because we got fats and oils. And keep cooking. I'm gonna perforate this. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Give it a nice pan. Now, don't be afraid of higher heat. Just don't be lazy. Move your meat. Just think of it as like little pieces that need to be. You gotta move. Keep moving. Learning, growing, moving. Do it. Now, we got this garlic. We got these mushrooms. It's almost time. Start flipping these. It's getting closer. It's no matter where I like it. So we're gonna use high heat. I want to start searing the butter and all this stuff, and the oil should start permeating. Now there's a trick that I'm not going to do it. Fats and acids. Well, also fats and alcohol. You can cook stuff in whiskey and burn out the alcohol, and it will enrichen the meat. I'm going to stick to drinking it right now. Cheers. Delicious. Now we got some of this going on. This is nicer. Like a sear or caramelization or something. What's wrong with this? Keep this moving. Let it cook. And we're going to test it with a knife in between. Then we're not serving raw pork to people. Because it's not about me. It's for others. Now if you start seeing like this is starting to get too brown too quick. We'll test it. It's still very tender and juicy. But dial it back. So we throw our plate on. This is what it looks like before. Starting to get there. We still have all these ingredients, and this has been soaking in oils. Now we dump oils because we have more oils. Plus, in fact, if we want this to sear. So now we think of our buttery spread with our mushrooms. And we're not going to add all of this because that's ridiculous. But it is pretty much like a marinade. We dump some of this on here with our garlic, freshly cut. It's been oxidizing a little bit. Now, take enough that you think, and this I do everything where I feel, and we're going to taste test before we serve because that's just garbage if you don't. Now, if you were a measured man, now we got something like this. Mix a little bit. Still, we need to be maintaining this. Get a nicer caramelization. Might be a little bit sloppy, but the main thing is I want tender and juicy while cooked. Now we're doing a buttery garlic mushroom thing, and our mushrooms have been treated in a certain accordance. Now, this is about, and we're testing the meat, and usually you don't want to cut it into a steak, but we got to make sure what we're serving is not. This is for everyone, and not including myself. Make sure it's nice, cooked all the way through, and I'll examine this deeper. Because this lighting sucks. So I feel we're now at the point where we add the honey. This might look like crap in this lighting. We got some tender. It's not too burnt. Oh, it's caramelized, and there's also other ingredients too. So it might be changing color. Maybe I'm just bullshitting. Either way, I have to eat this. And I aim to please. So now I'm putting some honey on it. Put drops. We're going to spread it out a little bit. We're also going to flip it. And this sweet will sweeten our oils. So if we want to baste it or something, use it like kind of like as if it was a gravy, but it's like more like a syrup, lesser than because it's not as thick, but whatever. Take some of this. And the salts, I'm gonna let it cook some more. Cook on a little bit hotter, just a little bit. Kind of like boil some of this sweetness and saltiness into the meat. Kind of like a, whatever. Cheers. A marinade. Liquor gave me the spirit. Maybe you shouldn't have. Now we're getting some of this. Some like the sugar and fats cause caramelization, I believe. And now we're starting to get some of that action with the honey that's in our oil base with butter. So this, normally I use canola oil, olive oil, and butter. I think it's some trifecta or whatever. So now I'm dialing her back because this is already going to be heated. Once this thing, even if you take it off, it's still going to be cooking. So we're going to take it off, and this is still tender and juicy. That's nice. Now the main thing is it cooked all the way through. It was like 158 or something. It was cooked. Now, don't trust a book by its cover. There's the whole thing of aesthetic appearances. Your first impressions and whatnot. Dating that girl, you're like trying to impress your father and whatnot. Yeah, first impressions count. So if I fail this, I'm gonna look like a drunken fool. Oh wait, I already am. Thank you, Jesus. I mean that seriously. All your experiences make up you. Now, because I learn and I grow, every iteration of my food cooking experience, and most things I do experimentally, are different. This, I try to go a little extra step. Now, if this looks like shit, well, hope it tastes like heaven. Also, I'm scraping some of these good old mushrooms. Let's get some of that oil drain, and let's get some of that mushroom.
Warning. The following presents people who are not paid actors.
No, everyone their dinner. Oh, if you're ready to eat your veggies, these two combinations probably would pair well. Salted cucumbers, some steamed, buttery, salted carrots. Eat your veggies. So we made some semblance of baby carrots, homemade. Just chop the carrot, cut it, put a little water. We're gonna steam it in the microwave, and we'll butter it, salt it. Now let's get a paper towel or a paper plate, either or. We want to steam this. Use the water that's in it just a little bit. We want to try to boil steam. Cook time. Let's try it in 90 seconds. Okay, we got a problem. So don't let this happen. When you set this, center it, lay it in, and hopefully this works. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record player, right round, round, round. Now once you hear this, now it's squealing for its life. Now actually it's just water inside it is heating up and the molecules are vibrating and whatnot. Anyway, take it however you will. There's more ways to interpret something than one. But we're now steaming carrots in a microwave. So we pull this out, we're going to check it, and we're going to drain whatever's excess. Well, let's get ourselves a knife. To be continued. Now, just like with your microwave noodles, you want al dente. Let's find what al dente means. I don't even know Italian. So these are not too firm. They're pretty soft. These are probably good. Fork test, knife test. So we just drain the water. I'm going to add some salt and some butter. We got some butter. Let's add some butter first so that your spices will stick to the base that you are giving. Probably good enough. We're going to mix this further. Incorporate the butter. So we're going to give it a little salt shake. We add the butter. A dash. I don't know what a dash means, but we're in my world now. We mix. Let the butter stick to, or let the salt stick to the butter. And this is a really puny serving. This is pretty small. Always do small. So now we're going to make some cucumbers and we're going to do some carrots. Now I think some diced carrots. I'm going to drain the water from this. We steamed them. And we will not do that. Ouch. Like a fool. Now I feel like doing something a little bit different. These are sweet. Contrast with sweet. With salt on the carrots. Diced onto the pork chops, and there's some of our butter paste. Let's add a little bit of this. It's almost like gravy, actually. So you can make gravy with Worcestershire, butter, and oil, and water. Let's do some of this. This has this is mushrooms and all the mustard and stuff in it. Now I feel like it needs some vinegar. Oh, look at that. We got a big old jug of white vinegar. So anyway, after you don't be me, we're going to put a touch of vinegar. I like hot sauce with vinegar. And fats and acids, and I just poured what I imagine would be a teaspoon, but I don't know because I'm doing everything by feel. I'm going to put some of that. Set that aside. Give us a good mix. So let's top our fats with some acid. We got some vinegar and carrots and butter and salt. Contrast the sweetness, and we have honey and the sweetness of the carrots. So let's give this a try. Now, knowledge is to be shared, as is food, unless you're boosting your own ego. Well, unless you made something really shitty. I hope not. I'm about to eat this. Stay tuned. Now you know what soothes the soul after all the hurt? Any vinegar. It's Jesus. Try it now. Bitch at me later. Go accept Jesus. See what light comes. So you got this medley of a mess of meat and sweets. Yeah, we got some veggies in our life. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't give a fuck, no. I don't give a fuck, no. Cheers. This is my cooking show, motherfucker! Alright, let's get into it. Got this fingered carrots with our buttery spread with mushroom. Nice tender pork chop. No brew to drink, so we drank it all during this cooking episode. Nice color. No. Give to others. Alright, let's get into it. This nice, yeah, some carrots. Let's just do a scoop. My hands aren't dirty. Through the blood of Jesus. I recommend. This is delicious. Thank you, Lord, for the bounty you gave me. Like a swiller. Don't try it home. Hey, bro, you got a line? Oh, I got some vinegar. Ouch. Oh no, Santa. The genie's out of the bottle. Drinking responsibly is for water. Stay hydrated.